Welcome in, everybody. We've got Nomad start, and we've got some 3v3 of the 3v3 tournament, the League. This is Division 2. So the main division, which we'll be covering a lot of, that's the top 9 teams. These are the teams below it. I don't know how many teams are actually in this division. There might be a little bit more than 9, but point is, really good Age of Empires 2 players. We've got the Finns. Forgot to do this. I'm sorry. We got Suomi. And it is Suomi against OS Plus, otherwise known as the old school team, which I was just pointing out is like kind of funny to me because I think it's a mix of old school and new school. So technically the team name doesn't exactly fit per my definition of it, but that's just me being weird. Nomad, and holy cow, we've got a Malleus here and we've got Niaz here. And normally in these tournaments, if your TCs range each other, it's a forced restart. But I believe that they are just out of range of each other. And and look at that. Niaz sees the boar, and Niaz doesn't know about the town center until right now. And good luck to these two. It's actually huge from Malleus to steal that boar, because now all the food that's going to be around here, they're going to be fighting over. So that's a crazy start. And there's a signal from Niaz. Also, the crazy thing is Niaz also walked past Veleza. So Veleza's here. So I think that what you should probably do if you are Niaz is you should probably try and like TC drop or something here. Like try and create chaos against 2 players, set up the rest of the team. For the rest of the team in the north here. Oh god, we got some chaos on the side. But we got Slam up in the north on his own. His Doc and his TC's right next to each other here. Could be a pretty safe spot for him. And then the other one would be Timo. Timo's over here. He's Berbers, and his TC is right next to the stone. So I think like the original plan was probably to try and go fast castle into Camel Archers. And then for Finland, you got one of my favorite players ever, the Max down here in the yellow. Max should have that horse scouting the map. That horse can collect a bunch of cows. I would expect because of that horse that we're going to see fast castle. Normally you collect enough food where fast castle is very doable. I will say, Max is doing some nifty stuff over here. Check this out. So he's going to take this boar, and he's going to try and kill it, which is a little bit risky and scary. But check this out. Okay, this is wild. So you can't drop off meat at the dock, right? But if you collect the meat, so let's say you hold your fill, you get 35 food in your hands, and then you click the shorefish. In the game's eyes, the boar meat that's in your hands will convert to fish, and then you can drop it off at the dock. Now, you have to do it all manually, but he's got to keep some fish here. Like, if you take all the fish, this actually becomes a problem, because then you can't do the whole transfer thing. I'll keep you updated on that. But that's, like, better in Max's mind than, like, going the whole way across the map and walking across the whole map to get over to where his TC is. All right, Malleus fishing pretty heavily over here. And I'm not seeing any signs that Niaz is going to end up going TC drop or anything. I'll keep you updated, of course. Signals from the teams coming in. Blueberry Jam. Anytime I say something remotely... How do I word this? Anytime I say something that could be called out as being a little bit weird. Anytime I say something that could be... that jokes could be made of, but I meant... I had a good, genuine attempt at not being weird about it, okay? You always chime in those moments. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Other chatters are like this, too. See, look. Now, Max has... This is what I talked about. Oh! The horrible timing! He just finished the fish! Oh, wait. No, never mind. He can just click... okay, I'm wrong. So you can actually just click this. You click this fish. It changed it to a net in the villager's hands for a second, and then you can just go over to the dock. All right. Yeah, you just click the deep fish. We got a weird house situation from Timo here. I don't know why Timo's over here. Why he's placed so many house foundations. Those house foundations would bother me if I'm Niaz. I think Timo's trying to bring this boar. But, like, where is he trying to take this boar? And where did this boar come from, bro? I think Niaz is going to have to snag it now. Who's on stone? He might want to go for a castle or maybe a tower rush or something. T90, in-stream Twitch chat bottom right only takes up half the area that's there. It's like 2 columns. Chat is only showing in the first column. What do you want me to change? You want me to fix the chat at the bottom right now? Can you be less specific? I have no clue what that big paragraph meant.
Sure.
Is the spacing bad at the bottom? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I see what you mean. It's very clear when I look at it. Yeah, let me mess with that. This is just because we had updated some things. Let me mess with that after this game. I guess I just had to use my eyes and look at it. Yeah, so like a really long paragraph from our base fills up only in the middle of the screen. All right, cool. Yeah, but we got a lot to focus on right now. Max is going to play some Navy up here in the north. And so he's got triple docks. And he's right next to Timo. So, I mean, Timo's likely to lose his fish. Thing is, Timo's just spamming fishing ships endlessly to get as much food as possible. He's kind of expecting to maybe lose his fish. I say maybe because maybe he wants to shift back on the water. Timo, with the new water meta, adds tons of fishing ships because you can just garrison later. He's Berbers too, so his ships are a little bit faster. So I think from his mind, I mean, he needs to make it to the next stage here. But in his mind, he's going to be able to still be somewhat competitive. Problem is, there's going to be a lot of pressure here. And fire galleys will take down the docks reasonably fast. But then you just sail away, right? You just sail away, in and out of the dock, be super annoying. Timo loves to do this. I've talked to him a lot about like some of these water maps, as we see Veleza going water as well. And Timo is advised basically on the new water meta, this is how you have to play it. Fishing ship spam all the time. Slam seems to think the same. Slam's doing the same thing, by the way. And they're both right next to Max up here. So, I mean, I feel like it's really, really risky to add that many fish, but not nearly as risky if you have the ability to garrison. And Slam does have 3 docks and can probably pretty quickly here add some Navy to try and combat that a little bit. Amalius is here. Not on stone or anything. Definitely going fast castle, though. Niaz is on stone, right next to all this, which is crazy. Also going fast castle. So these two are probably going to fight. I think the plan for Amalius is to play into archery range. Templar Guard says, doubt Timo knows anything other than Rage Forest. That is extremely disrespectful to a very good player. I will come to bat for him. He's a good player. He could play other settings. He does play other settings. 1v1s, team games. But yes, obviously plays a lot of Black Forest. Likes the defensive style there. Max, his job has been water. Veleza's job has also been to go water. And so they pretty much, like, the Finns have gone heavy Navy here. Really nice control as far as that's concerned. Have yet to find the payoff. Like, Timo's still adding fishing ships, by the way. He's just adding docks and adding fish. Slam is actually coming back with a little bit of Navy production here, trying his best anyways. The thing is, though, if Slam can't fight back on water, the whole team loses all their fish, eventually. And Castle Age, 2 Castle Age players for Finland, a.k.a. Suomi. Veleza's had really nice uptime. The fact that Veleza can be competitive with water and also get Castle Age is crazy. And Slam can't keep up. Slam's got 2 people going Navy against him right now. And he just cannot keep up with it at all. Niaz is about to drop that castle. Where do you drop it? Can you drop it? Can you drop a castle that ranges 2 TCs? Like maybe here? And then with Bodkin, you obviously range Amalius' TC, but you might be able to range Veleza's as well. I like this approach. I think if you're right next to enemies like this, you need to do something to harass. Like right here. Yeah. That's perfect. That's an amazing castle. And Finland will see this. But Veleza's going to need to worry about like what to make here. I would say maybe just wall and run away. There's the archer ranges from Amalius. I think he made archers because he wanted to prevent a forward castle. Maybe he wanted to get there a bit earlier, but that's an amazing fast castle. What's up, Yenny? Welcome to the stream. D-Slats, what's up, man? Welcome. Happy lunch break. Did Slam lose all of his fish? Slam did not actually lose all of his fish. Slam is actually fighting back on the water. A really nice fight back. Going primarily fires here. Big repairs here from Max as he's going to mix in the Hawks. The Hawks being mixed in, of course, should be much better against the fires. And that's nice work there from the Max. And he does have other things to worry about, right? He does have an eco to look at. And he's still got so many fishing ships out there for Slam. And he still tried to defend from Veleza. Veleza will have a much tougher time holding back now. Because, like, he's going to be pressured here, right? Like, he's got to focus on defending this while also simultaneously focusing on water. Slam's kind of got one job. Archers actually went this way for Amalius, though. Ooh. And Slam doesn't have Loom. Oh, man. Slam loses, like, 3 or 4 vills there. Gets Loom now, but his Market and Blacksmith is delayed. That's a really nice finding from Amalius. And now he's going to play Bolus Riders against the Guecha Warriors, where I think it's pretty close. But what I like about the Bolus Riders is you don't need the castle for them. So even if it's slightly worse than a Guecha Warrior, which I think it is, because the Guecha's really tanky. Like, look how tanky they are. I think the Bolus Riders, with some help from Veleza, could still be good. Castle from Teemo. Castle from Teemo. It's going to be a Finland sandwich over here. I don't know what sandwiches are common in Finland, so I can't even make a joke. I don't even know if you could get what I would consider to be a sandwich in Finland. But we got one here. We've got castle from Niaz. We've got a castle from Teemo. And this is extremely awkward for Veleza. And also for Amalius. Max might need to carry. Veleza is still on water and everything. But, like, so is Slam, right? Slam's still out here making life very difficult. I love that castle from Teemo. And I think in, like, many ways, you had to know this was coming. Because, like, Teemo's really far away from everything. The crazy thing is Teemo's still adding fish. Like, he hasn't gone for a single naval unit. He's just adding fishing ships down here. And Max has not been able to chase that down. This is what I said. I think this shifts the position heavily towards OS+. We got a lot of idle time, a lot of awkward eco situations here for the players in the Suomi colors, which I guess that's not an accurate statement because they're not in the Suomi colors, but it's fine. What type of sandwich would you have in Finland? Reindeer? I doubt we probably don't have that many Finns here to give me information. I've never had reindeer. It probably is pretty good. I would have liked to see Veleza expand this way earlier, but now there's a castle here. Where do you even go? Both your TCs are surrounded. He kind of has to go this way. Max, in a solid spot, not an amazing spot, but in a solid spot, is going to make knights. And again, Max still the water player here, so he's hoping to dominate there, but he's chasing down this way. He's yet to get to Teemo, and Teemo's kind of got a free game right now. Reindeer or moose? Yeah, that makes sense. Does anyone here watch the show alone? There's a dude, it's not from Finland on the current season. It's a survival show if you don't know what I'm talking about. He's from like the Czech Republic or something like that. He talked a little bit about like what's common there, what's prevalent. Amalius still has his fishing ships. Navy from Max going crazy against Slam here. Doesn't really have the biggest navy. I think the key is like he still hasn't been able to get to Teemo. So Teemo's fish are like largely untouched down here for now. Maybe Max will see this though. Maybe he'll notice the fish and he can add a dock. Those camel archers should be massing up though from Teemo. He's got 3 TCs. Extremely chaotic situation remains for Veleza. I will say that like Niaz, while he has done the job, he doesn't have a very good economy right now, and neither does Slam. And Slam's been pressured again by some Bolus Riders here. So I guess it's kind of on Teemo to carry the team at the moment, which is, I think, very doable with the Berbers. I think if the Berbers get to a critical amount of camel archers, there's not really a lot the other teams can do. Rixta says, I watch your show alone. Well, thanks. Not what I meant, but... Yeah, basically they drop like 10 people at various areas of this extreme wilderness situation. They're like far enough away where they don't encounter anyone else, so they're alone. They have to record themselves, and the person that's still standing after, however long it takes to be the last one standing gets a bunch of money or whatever. But it's not like a reality show per se. Like, I'm not a reality show guy. It's a survival show. I really like that stuff. Suomi as a team, very good position. Max is still holding on to Eco, even though he's kind of surrounded here. Veleza as well. I mean, 77 economy is really impressive considering he got 2 of his town center's castle dropped. And Amalius, maybe it should be his job to pressure Slam because Slam's kind of condensed in here. I still think Teemo can win the game for his team. Like, if he clicks up to Imp, he's got a castle that can treb down everything around, and then he can upgrade his Camel Archers. And I'm not seeing any units out there that are a good answer to Camel Archers right now. So there he goes. I mean, Veleza's not going to be Imp anytime soon because he has to do a lot of recovery. Has lost a lot of villagers. Looks like he maybe lost a couple vills to the Mangonel and then started to convert. Imp is nowhere near a reality for any of the Suomi players right now. And it's just taken a long time for them to win water. They will eventually, like, maybe find their way down here. Yeah, it looks like Max has noticed this. He actually queues a fishing ship, but I feel like he should probably queue Navy. Or maybe, no, the Navy's already on the way. Camel Archers will go this direction. Take down the Monk and take down the Mangonel. Another castle coming up from Teemo. Guys, if this castle completes, he will have both of his castles within range of, like, the majority of the other team's eco. And there's no way for them to get to the trebs. I really think Teemo's going to win this game for their team. Like, not only has he had kind of a free boom. Oh, big castle from Veleza. I don't know if you can stop this one. Slam's going to be in trouble. Not only has he had a bit of a free boom, but he's used this time to place the perfect castles. I love the castle spots from Teemo. Interesting game, man. Interesting game. Love this castle from Veleza. Slam's got to get out of here. He's actually running out of resources pretty heavily, so he's got to run, which he's going to do now. It's a great move from Slam to run right now. And Nia's also castling Max on the other side. So, just castles everywhere from OS Plus. And still no Imp for Suomi. They can't do a single thing about Trebs. They're going to be completely surrounded, which should give Slam and Niaz time to reboom. Like, Slam can just build a bunch of town centers over here and plan on coming into the game later. He doesn't necessarily need anything more. There's Bracer. Trebs will be on the way. And I really... The score's not saying it right now, but I really think Suomi are in trouble here. I'm not seeing any real semblance of control beyond, like, this area. This is a nice little area. They gotta keep hold of this. Probably get their players in Imp fast. There's even a risk that TCs just get trebbed down, right? Like, where do you even go Imp? Like, Max's TCs are all next to this. You can't do anything. One TC goes down. Next one is going to go down as well. Over here is another trap. Now we're going to have a Malleus lose his TC and eventually maybe lose the castle. Amazing play from OS Plus. They will push here. And okay, there's Malleus going Imp. We'll see if that town center survives. Maybe him getting to the Imperial Lich can be the difference maker. Jeeves says winning water was a bait. I just think it takes way too long to win the water if you're up against a really smart team with the current water balance. Like, all Teemo did, he was against Navy, and he still added docks, and he still added fishing ships. Like, which is kind of crazy, right? You have 0 military, and you still end up surviving there. Because your docks defend yourself. And yeah, you lose the water now, but, like, you benefited from the fish for long enough, and then you switched into the lands boom. Max is walled off here. He's transporting away. Max is escaping because he knows he's going to be completely trapped. He's making another transport as well. And Max has got to run with what he can. Again, Treb's still going to push this direction. We still have what is a little bit of a push. Like, there was a push here from Veleza. It looks like the elephant went down to Vils or something. I think Teemo is going to understand that there must have been a transport because they didn't see the Vils run either direction. But still, if your villagers are in transport ships, That's not a very strong position, and Max is going to go over there. But Max is out of the game right now. Camel Archers and Trebs can all shift over this way, and they can all focus on Amalius and maybe Velez as well, as we see another castle from Teemo. All right, where's the player, or where's the chatter who said that Teemo, if it's not Rage Forest, he probably doesn't know what he's doing? Are you still here to speak up? Take ownership? You picked the wrong time, bro. Holy. I mean, good I didn't agree with the chatter, by the way. What if I was like, yeah, Teemo's extremely overrated. I agree. And then he carries like this. This is insane. And sure, in a lot of ways, he had the free boom because he was in the middle of the map. But still a lot of credit to him. Niaz and Slam did a lot of the heavy lifting early, because the heavy pressure with the Rams now, but also the castle drop before. Slam was playing water for the team. Velez is on the way to Imp. His Imp TC is here, which I think should survive. But all the other TCs are going to go down before he makes it to Imp, which means he won't even get the additional Vil bonus with the Berbers. Yikes. Teemo's just completely massacring them here. And with the exception of Max, who's over here rebooming, they're completely surrounded down here. Like, luckily, Amalius is an Imp. So Amalius can make, like, a bunch of skirms or something. But, like, I don't even know if skirms are really the best of options here, because you don't get Bracer. So Mangonels could still be really strong against you. And skirms don't give you an easy answer to trebuchets either. Veleza will make it to Imp, but he'll lose his castle here as well. So bye-bye castle. Bye-bye ability to make trebs from that castle, at least. There's another castle here. This is just stressful, bro. Like, just looking at the situation for Suomi just stresses a man out. I would not want to be in this situation. I find it funny that they don't know Max is here. So they need to see that. And then, like, Slam needs to castle drop that or siege push that or something. You can't let Max come back into the game. Like Teemo is soon going to be 200 pop. So he's got Elite Camel Archer now. I actually wouldn't hate the Onager upgrade from him, considering he's up against mainly skirms. And Niaz is trying to wall this up so the people can't follow him. And he needs to expand his eco, because a lot of that's been trebbed back. But Teemo's just got to push here, right? He's got to continue the progress here. And I just don't think the skirms are good enough against the Camel Archers. Not this Civ skirmishers anyways. Missing Bracer is too big of a deal in my opinion. I still haven't seen Max over here. Yo, Joey, what's up? Thanks for the 31. Says thanks for Community Cup 3. Having so much fun. Wouldn't be playing if it wasn't for you. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I don't know the final sign-up number, but we're super close to 200 people for TCC3, which is amazing. I have some research already. There's been some clips passed along. I've got to look through some games from the Community Cup, too. It might make it to YouTube. All right, Amali is trebbing this back. So that's good. Good progress there. Remember, he did chase down Niaz. Niaz is having a rough time. Okay, this has been noticed, but it's noticed because Max is dropping a castle here. And Slam's going to drop his own castle. Remember, Slam's kind of been in reboom territory. He's got to make it to Imp. He is on the way to Imp now. Max is going to try and do the same. A T90, but pass-through damage on the Mapuche skirms as well, or not? It's not researched yet. I don't actually know. The unique texts are still hard for me to memorize because Mapuche, Muisca, I get them all confused. I guess they do have the pass-through damage. It would be a good option. I still just feel like Camel Archer is such a strong unit. 8+4. As long as you have some siege mixed in with a 12 base attack unit like this that's mobile, I think it's a tough task. But the main issue is space. So if they could push this back, get a little bit more space to breathe, which they have done. If a push continues here from Amalius, and then you got Max coming in over here, like Max is kind of hitting them from the other side, pretty soon Finland could turn this around a little bit. I think the big thing is it's been primarily Teemo fighting. Slam took a long time to reboom. But maybe the skirms have held the line. The skirms do get the final armor upgrade, which in some cases is more important than the attack, so... Nice shot from Amalius to hold. Nice shot from Veleza, too. I feel like they're going to run out of stone and gold eventually, but I'm seeing a lot of stone and gold still back here. And now we got a castle from Niaz. Niaz is not going to allow Max to hang around here. And he's not going to allow life to be very easy. Oh, we got petards from Slam in his castle. And then we got 2 rams as well. And Slam moves in. And oh, that's huge. That's enough to take the castle down. And that should be right before Max hits him. Actually, Max is going to try and repair this. He knows how important trebs are going to be. He'll lose a lot of ills repairing this. He's also losing a lot of ills back here. Slam didn't have enough petards to do it in one swing, but I think this is still so much damage to Max. The Teemo is still trying to push. He has gone for the Cavalier switch. Cavalier in front of the elite camel archers. That will push back the skirms easily. And then he rolls in with trebs to go for the castle. And he's got the bombard cannon still. Max makes it to Imp, but he's going to have no castle to make trebs. And he's going to have a compromised economy again. And good patience from Teemo as he's just going to drop another castle here. It is Elite Ratha now. They do switch to melee mode with the Cavalier being mixed in. I still think the Ratha are not good enough against Elite Camel Archer. I think they hit a wall economically here. Max is at the limit. His eco's surrounded. He's going to be raided by Slam and by Niaz. And the castle from Teemo. He's had some great castles this game. Just blocks up the positioning here. And Finland are going to realize it, and they call the GG. What a great game. Still haven't seen a chatter take ownership. They didn't say T90. I apologize to Teemo. Haven't seen the apology yet. Maybe it'll come. Teemo beasted there. I think, like, the reason, though, Teemo was able to have such a good game was not just his starting spot, was because Niaz placed a castle that affected 2 people. He had a really good castle drop. So Veleza and Demalius had to deal with that. And then Slam, while they did end up losing water eventually, he fought on for a long time, which kept Max distracted and kept Veleza distracted too. So I know Slam eventually kind of had to run, but I think they did a really good job there, and OS Plus takes the first game. It will be a playoff 4, just like Division 1. So we'll have 3 more games between these teams. And I would say typically that Suomi would really like the Nomad map. So losing Nomad does not bode super well for them. Let's see if they can turn it around here. So we're in. And chat's looking better at the bottom right. Thank you. Was it Random Skeleton who brought that up earlier? I forget. Thank you to the chatter that brought that up. We've got Migration 3v3. We have seen a lot of fast imping as the part of the Migration meta. Fast imp specifically from the middle players or pocket positions. So here in the yellow, we got the max for Suomi. I would expect with Byzantines that his plan is to take advantage of the cheaper imp and the faster fire ships and just spam a lot of fires this game and then adapt from there. Flank, we've got Veleza playing as the Incas. Over here in the red, then we've got Amalius playing as the Romans. I don't think Romans and Incas are especially amazing for migration, but I think they're probably just drafted pretty late as far as the Civ draft priority goes, because they can do the job. Max is supposed to carry here. Romans and Incas are solid enough at what they do. Slam's playing as the Saracens. Now, there's a Civ that actually has a really strong navy. Faster fire rate galleys, so I would assume Slam's going to play galleys. His pocket then is Niaz playing as the Dravidians. A very strong naval Civ. Could still easily see a fast Imperial Age as an option. And then in the blue, Teemo is playing as the Armenians. Also a very good galley Civ. So, like, OS Plus is, I think, overall the better Civs. The one exception might be the Byzantines, because Byzantines can be really, really dangerous. But yeah, that's basically the intro here. They're going to fish for now. Let's try and fix the chat at the bottom right. Make it look spaced a bit better. I will just tweak this real quick. Yeah, the reason I'm not doing a YouTube stream is because YouTube streams require an image as your thumbnail, and I don't have images made for this event yet, so I'm not streaming on YouTube for that reason. But my plan is feel like I've been saying this for months. My plan is to do that, but I don't have the images yet, so we're making a big batch of images. Guys, don't look at my taskbar. Calm down. Stop creeping on my taskbar. I've tabbed to the other computer. There we go. All right, say a bunch of stuff. Also, this will have YouTube chat in there too. Should be integrated pretty nicely. Yeah, there we go. Saying a bunch of stuff. Can we have someone say a bunch of stuff multiple times in one paragraph? Just to make sure that it fills the whole screen. Like, if this is probably a job for our base. Our base is going to give us a full-on breakdown about something. Oh, there we go. Bunch of stuff. See, it fits perfectly. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. You can stop with your bunch of stuff now. Also, the capsule's a little extreme, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Love the Healer says, hey, hi there, T90. Not all of us are goofballs, smiley face. Wait, who are you calling goofball? Are you calling me a goofball, or are you calling these chatters goofballs? As we're goofing off in Dark Age. This is serious business, all right? It might come off as goofy, but we take our goofiness very seriously, all right? We're professional goofballs. I think if both teams have the fast imp pocket approach, like the Dravidians could be capable there. They have like pretty much all the options available. Again, I'm assuming that because we've seen that more often than not. There is the plan. You've got to take land control eventually, right? But I think just because of how much free space you have to fish boom in this back corner as the pocket player, we're just seeing so many fishing ships. They also have whales here. Now, I pay attention to the map balance, and Niaz has pointed out, and I agreed with him, actually, and I think that the map scripter should look into it. The whale balance is off. So these whales have 1,000 golds, which you could take with fishing ships, and some teams get more or less whales at times. And the positioning of the whales are sometimes not very good for some players. So, again, Niaz himself pointed out in the map feedback channel that he feels like the whale balance needs to be better. But yeah, that's what looks like a relic, the little white dot on the mini-map. I thought whales were 2K. I thought they were 2K gold as well, to be honest. Maybe they customized it so it's only 1K? Maybe I forgot. It's pretty far away, but if you look for them, you're going to find them. So that's a way to get gold if you don't have the land area in the middle. They've only been 1K. Okay. Well, let's do a whale check. Your mom. Huh! I'm kidding. Whale check real quick. Where is a whale so I can click it? So you might think I'm just being ridiculous because it's Dark Age. But if we double click that, there's 10K gold on the water from whales. So you figure like 5K of that is available to each team. 5,000 gold can make a big difference. But there's, of course, way more gold elsewhere out there. As well as like relics and things like that too. So Malleus coming in with the galleys. Slam's got the faster fiery galleys though. So Slam should have the edge in a galley war. Over here we got the galleys from Veleza. Veleza thinking about trying to sneak through there. Basically, if he could make it through, if he could get past and get down to Niaz, who's already taking the whales, by the way, that could be really, really strong. But the role of the flank is to just keep Navy away from the pocket, which is why the pockets can add so many fishing ships. Middle Island looks like Australia, TBH, T90. Does it? I don't know. I could see it sort of looking like Australia. I don't know how perfect that is. It could look like a lot of different things, to be honest. It looks like a flying squirrel. That's what it looks like. The flying squirrel has jumped out of the tree, and it's going to hit the ground at some point here soon. That's what it looks like. Flying squirrel is what the middle island looks like. I think it looks way more like a flying squirrel than it does Australia. Yeah, the more I think about it, I don't think it looks like Australia at all, bro. I've turned my head 3 different directions. I still can't really see Australia. And Galley's still just firing on both sides here. T90, thanks for pointing out between games that chat thinks you have a shiny forehead. I made the mistake of looking and went blind for 5 minutes. You're welcome, Ral. Happy to help. Yeah, if you ever feel like your eyesight is too good, just look at my shiny forehead. And then you guys will realize you're like everybody else. Your eyesight's not so good anymore. So, man, there's a reason I didn't stream with camera for like 5 years. I'm reminded more and more. Trying to do it for, you know, additional personality, you know, and all that good stuff, but I might just... After the 24-hour stream, September 26th, by the way, if you miss it, you'll be very disappointed. After the 24-hour stream, I think we'll just retire the face cam. No need. Still just straight galleys on the sides. I feel like what you want to do in Neos's position, he's got 32 fishing ships. You transport over here, you build a dock, and then you're closer to the whales, so you can take that a little bit more efficiently. But yeah, he's taking both the whales on the sides and mining the gold. He's going to have a lot of gold income. And he's got just way more fishing ships. Max has also gone for a transport ship, also dropping the docks on the sides for more efficient fishing. But 36 fishing ships against 19. We are in a fish-heavy meta, man. And I think OS Plus... Like, 36 is maybe a bit much. I think 21's a bit low. I've been seeing a lot of, like, mid-20s, maybe high 20s. So I'm surprised that Max doesn't have that many. You gotta have more. Nice micro here from Slam as well. We're seeing the difference of the flank civs for sure. T90, is it true that your girlfriend is actually just AI? Question mark. Well, she's not my girlfriend. She's my fiance, soon-to-be wife. I haven't seen signs that she's AI. I think she's real. Yeah, we've lived together for, what, 5 years now? I think past the 5-year mark is where AIs would normally reveal themselves. But, who knows, man? Maybe she's actually just been AI this whole time. Oh, yeah, you can find AI in Fiancé. Oh, true! Oh, man. Confirmed, then. You can never be too certain. The town center in the middle from Neos. And Monastery. And then Neos is going to click up. Neos has enough resources to go imp. Max will be up a little bit faster, though, so that's going to be their timing. Maybe all this additional eco from Neos will end up being seen as a mistake. Slam's still holding the line here with the galleys. He's progressed a little bit, but he hasn't been able to take the dock down. And Slam's uptime is significantly faster as well than Amalius. I saw a couple chatters mention it. Like, I know Rubenstock's basically retired, but the old Finnish squad was Max, Veleza, and Rubenstock. Right now is when all the Rubenstock fans are going to be wishing that he was here, because maybe if Rubenstock was here and he was in shape, to be honest, I thought maybe he'd only be better on Nomad. Amalius is a solid player, but it's still people are going to be like, oh man, they're missing a third right now just because Slam is beasting there. Fire shifts from Neos. Now, he actually has way more fires than Max does, so he's later to imp, but he's got 15 fires already. Spamming some of the upgrades, clinker construction, and careening. And I think this is just going to be complete and utter domination here, guys. Gamalius, he was supposed to protect the fish from Max. Max is going to have to protect the fish largely on his own now. In 60 seconds, though, he will have fires, and Slam might get cleared. I think Slam needs to transport. Like, he's doing a good job to pressure, but you might lose to the fast imp there. But the fact that Niaz is dominating water, as these fire ships patrol here, the fact that he's dominating water and also has a TC in the middle, I think is really cool. There's also a TC from Timo, so it's not like they're just not going for land. They're still on the land, and they have more on the land than the other team. There's a TC from Amalius. Here's a TC coming up from Max. Looks like Max can only build that with one Vil, though. The scout here is maybe able to deny it. Nice teamwork here from OS Plus. A quick wall from a wolf as well. Wolf didn't kill a villager, but this wolf maybe harassed him too. Fast fire from the Byzantines on the left side. This is where Niaz has to show up with his own fires, and they have to be fast fires very soon. Pushback is happening from Suomi. We got Byzantine fire ships. They're upgraded, and we still don't have the upgrades from Niaz. I think they just need to fall back for a little bit. Fall back. You'll probably see a bunch of green streaks on the mini-map, as Niaz will probably set some support to Slam. I think the key here was for Slam to at least get off his island first. So now that he's gotten off his island first, should feel better. Valeza's sneaking Navy down here to kill fish from Teemo's not ideal. But Teemo's focused on this. Like, he wants to go for a siege push. He's got the warrior priest here. Like, he's trying to just prevent all these town centers from collecting, like, leading to a strong economy being an option. There's the support from Niaz. So they'll hold the right side. Slam's still falling back. This is where we need some more fire ships from Niaz. Actually have trade cogs from Max. Isn't that far too early? I think Max believes that they've won the water, so now they can trade on water because they're not going to have land. They're right about one thing. They're not going to have land. Castle from Teemo. The Mangonel there denies the TC from Max. The castle is going to go up right next to a Malleus. But yeah, I don't actually think that they're going to have the water lockdown to trade. Not easily, anyways. Yo, Jimenez, that's a name. That's a blast from the past there. No, Pike hasn't played AoE 2 in a long time. I think he played a bit of AoE 2 when the Definitive Edition came out, but Pike is another Finnish player who hasn't played in a while. Yep, they're going to push all the way back on the left side. They're kind of making a push up here. Those trade cogs now, just a waste of resources if you can't trade efficiently. Castle's up. Siege push is here. What a performance from OS Plus. Denying Max's TC, crashing down the TC from the Malleus, and they're still in a good position on water. Yep. And Slam kept his galleys alive. So he's still here to contribute. This feels very close to over right now. It is a weird one because, like, I think what Max is thinking is typically if you're losing land, you're going to be investing more onto water and thus ahead on water, right? But it's not really ever been the case. Niaz has been so far ahead economically, and they just crushed. Part of this, in my opinion, I mean, both the flanks for OS Plus outperformed the other flanks. Now, they maybe had the slightly better civs for it, but still, the flanks played better. The pocket played better as well. Like, we go all the way back to the 13-minute mark or whatever. Yeah, let's just look at the resources collected at this stage of the game. Yeah, already almost 1,000 resources different for Niaz, and that actually, I think it grows significantly more because it was like 36 fish versus 21. Yeah, like he's almost 2k res ahead here. You just keep going. So Byzantines have the better fire ships, sure. Byzantines have the cheaper Imperial Age, that too. But like that does not make up for the deficit here. And then he used it perfectly. I really liked how Niaz dropped the TCs as well. Very, very strong. So play all four. For Suomi, they're going to want to snag at least 2 wins now, right? And end this 2-2 at the very least. For OS Plus, they're going to want to continue to stack up the wins so they could go deeper into the standings. But that was not very good for Suomi. All right, game 3. Thanks for the support today, guys. Welcome in. So the way this map works is there's one land connection, and that is random. So right now, Valeza is wondering, is it on my side? And he will see the sand and immediately know that he is going to be having to shift in towards being the land aggressor, most likely. Valeza for Suomi, I think it's a great player to have there, playing as the Japanese. In the red, we've got the Max playing as the Lithuanians. In the, sorry, did I say red? What did I say? I don't know what I said. Yellow is what I meant to say for the Max. And then in the red, we've got Amalius, who'll be over here on his own. And I think that's good. Like, if you have Amalius, their weakest player on the front line, that could mean that their team crumbles on the land. Having Valeza on this side is very, very strong for them, in my opinion. And then we've got Niaz. Niaz is playing as the Portuguese, so he'll have to prepare for some aggression, maybe from Valeza. In the green, we got Teemo playing as the Georgians. And then in the teal, we have Slam playing as the Britons. So OS Plus does have Chart as one of their players, and he's actually their highest elo player. But I don't think Chart's going to be playing today. Don't know exactly what time it is in Japan, but I just don't think it's a very easy time for him to play. But he'd be better off on the Arabia-style maps, not really the water maps anyways. So Doc for Veleza doesn't go in the middle. It goes to the outside, which is notable because if you're docked on the outside, it's very difficult to get to the middle and vice versa. We have a dock in the back there from the Max as well. And we have a dock here from Amalius, but he can go either direction. I really like this dock position because it allows you... It kind of blocks the outside off for your team. I don't like the initial dock here because you don't have any deep fish, though. So I would have preferred you dock here, take deep fish, and then you dock here later on. I don't know how much research he's done, but that's actually a really poor first dock because there's no deep fish around. 3 a.m. in Japan? Yeah, 3 a.m. would make it difficult for Chart. I would expect Japanese to maybe go for Man-at-Arms, and if Niaz expects that, maybe he could go for his own Man-at-Arms. Maybe he could go for Archers. What's up, Zippy Tuna? Thanks for the 14. Sherlock Homeboy, thanks for the 10. When's the 24-hour stream? The 24-hour stream is 26th of September. So I've still got the full schedule to announce. There will be a different segment every 2 to 3 hours. We'll have lots of guest stars. We'll have lots of giveaways. It'll be insane. But I still have yet to get some of the details sorted. But Unk will be joining. We'll have Bro there. We'll have the famous co-op challenge coming back. We'll have show matches. We'll have community games. We'll have a lot of stuff. I actually have, like 80% of the schedule already figured out, but I just need to, like, confirm the times of when certain things are happening. It's actually... We don't have enough time, dude. I have too many ideas for it, so it'll be fun. What is that lumber camp? It's like Veleza said, let's place the least efficient lumber camp possible. Bro, what is that lumber camp? I would have really preferred the lumber camp over here. I guess this lumber camp, your villagers are really close to the TC. So if you need to run away, but I hate that lumber camp. It's only acceptable because he's Japanese. It's still going to be more than worth it, but... We have a pause here. Perfect, because I actually got to pee. So, Ah, shoot. Whatever, I'm doing it anyways. You guys can watch Veleza scout and enjoy. I'll be right back. All right. Looks like I chose the correct scout. Veleza gets the kill. I'm back. Scouts are all coming this direction. Veleza's going for Man-at-Arms, which Niaz was expecting. And Niaz has, for the most part, walled this out. The problem is, though, the Man-at-Arms could always go to his pocket. So Timo's got to be prepared for this in some way. And he's already walling up a little bit as well. So still a lot to do. I think the Man-at-Arms could always loop around. That's where they end up going. On the water, it's not been the best of starts for Amalia so far. Looks like he's adding the third dock now. Again, his fishing eco is really, really inefficient at the moment. But we got Slam and Amalius just facing off on the water for the teams. Man-at-Arms still running this way. A lot of the fish safe on the back for Timo. He's got the fish over... Actually, it's only 2 there. The rest of the fish is in the middle. But he wants to go for big scouts. And right now, he's going for really big walls, too. Just to try and keep these Man-at-Arms out. 4 Man-at-Arms. Also going to be Arson for Veleza. And maybe he just walks around. And maybe he ends up going over here to Slam. Like, Slam's not expecting any pressure either. That's part of the problem with not playing Man-at-Arms yourself and just playing walls. Like, Niaz is playing walls. He's playing a little bit of water as well. But I think these Man-at-Arms should just go to Slam. Now, they've got to communicate that. And Slam is clearly getting the communication from the team. Like, hey, you need to wall up. And nice job from Timo. Amazing quick wall, actually. Keeps the villager alive. Keeps the docks going up. But he's losing his fish. And so he's a little bit distracted. And Amalius finds his fish in the middle. 2 fishing ships down. It does still feel like Slam's doing a really good job on water. But his water pressure can't kill the fish from the pockets that easily. Niaz actually got through here. So much happening here. So much multitasking. It's crazy. And we will have the range units come out as well. Eventually, the archers will pop out for Niaz and for Veleza. Man-at-Arms still lurking around at Slam space here. But I think Timo's not had this, like, free boom that he really wanted, right? He's had to wall up a lot. He's losing fishing ships. You compare this to Max. Like, Max has been slightly disrupted on the back, but it's just been one random ship, and he's got 15 fishing ships. So Max has had a better castle time. Max has received no damage whatsoever. So while Amalius might eventually lose a little bit of steam against Slam, which he's not right now, he's doing a good job, but he might. I still think it's kind of job done. Same for Veleza. You've really set up Max to carry here, and it's the first time in the whole series. Man-at-Arms still in the back from Veleza. Still being Japanese Man-at-Arms could eventually do something to Slam. Look, Niaz had to walk all the way over here with 2 archers because of those Man-at-Arms. Like, that's so good for them. I think what they wanted is they wanted the Britain player on the front. They didn't want the Portuguese player on the front. Not that Portuguese are bad per se, but like Britons feel a little bit more natural. And with it being random, you just don't really get a choice. I think Slam would have been better suited for the front position than Niaz maybe as well. But Niaz will reach a good castle age time. So let's see what he can do with that. Do you guys think they'll ever add another noise to the game for ships besides the bells? Like, every single time you click a ship, there's a bell. Anytime a ship is produced, there's a bell. They've obviously added different attack noises. But is there something else they're ever going to add? Or just a bunch of dings? Because they, like, reworked the water, but it's still just a bunch of bells, bro. I don't think a foghorn would be very accurate for the time. Only you were annoyed, Mr. T90? Hey, annoyed is a little bit much. While casting, I don't have to click. While playing, though, I guess it's similar to, like... It's similar to other things where, you know, the villagers, if you're clicking them a lot, are going to repeat the same voice lines. The Man-at-Arms still lurking around. Niaz, though, he can't really focus over there. He's going to be focused on the front. He does have a very healthy archer count. And he really needs this timing to work right now. Oh, man, that is a satisfying tower from Veleza. He put it in that one tile gap between the golds. It doesn't even affect the efficiency that much. Well, good awareness from him to recognize that he's probably going to be a little bit behind on the archer number. He will have support from Max. And especially if Max is able to get some relics eventually, the Lithuanian Knights are going to be really strong. Slam's still hoping to fight back on water. The castle age time for Amalius could be a problem, but that's a good engagement for Slam. He's got the numbers there. Amalius has to bring the rest of his ships in. Lightcav actually from Teemo seems to have done some damage on that horrendous lumber camp we talked about earlier from Veleza. So that's not ideal. And now the crossbow are coming in over here against Veleza as well, and he still needs his upgrades. I think the tower gives him enough time as long as he pulls the Vils. Yeah, you pull the Vils, you get into the tower, and then you have your own crossbowman upgrade. You should be fine. The crossbows won't go any further than that. And Amalius is in Castle Age faster than Slam. I would expect him, as he actually goes for a Jean Swordsman. Where's he got a barracks at right now? I don't know why he's going... Oh, he's going to transport. Wow, that's interesting. So he's obviously still playing water, but he's going to transport over with Vils and a Jean Swordsman to go attack Slam on land, which Slam is not expecting to have to deal with. There's been the occasional Hawk on the backside, but it doesn't look like Max has been too bothered by it. Still defending. Very nice relocating of the docks. Super good fishing eco. And there goes Veleza. Only 12 crossbowmen. Niaz has a lot more than him. So the difference maker is supposed to be the Knights, but there's not that many Knights yet for Max either. So we'll see how good the micro is going to be. I think Veleza just needs to back up. They need to wait for either more Knights from Max or more crossbowmen from him. Just wait a moment there. Yeah, Teemo. I'm a bit confused. I've seen multiple players dock the front and the back as pocket, and I never really understood it. Malleus needs to pay attention here, because he could be killing fish. If he was noticing this, he would kill multiple fishing ships. Now he's going to start to get converted, so now he'll run away and realize. That's some good pressure to be back there. Chat, I know it's supposed to be my job to have the answers, but could someone explain why we're seeing some pockets on these teams go front dock and back dock? instead of just doing what Max has done. Because I feel like Teemo only took damage here because he went for the front dock. Otherwise, he wouldn't have taken as much damage early. I don't really know. Maybe it's just the sheer amount of fish. Maybe it's because of the access to the whales. Because there's so many whales in the middle. But yeah, it might be the whales. The more I look at it, there's a lot of gold income. Because you have pockets at the front and back of your pants. Okay, very helpful. Very helpful. Oh, man, Slam. Slam's dropping a town center here. And there's going to be Jean Swordsman. And I don't think Slam is expecting this at all. Excuse me. I'm dying. Town centers might actually complete. Meanwhile, Crossbowman pushing this way. But Velez has still got the crossbow count, and Max is starting to collect some relics now, which is, I think, the biggest thing because he's got so many knights. He already got 1 relic. There's more out there, so he's going to probably get 3, which means he gets a free +3 attack. Slam completes the town center, but, like, this is a nightmare for him. He is winning the water, though. And if this water control can lead to the outside to get to Max's fish, maybe that can be the game-changing play. Feels like Slam is just dropping TCs. He doesn't care about the Jean Swordsman. I mean, if it's only Jean Swordsman, the town centers will eventually kill them. You just have to really pay close attention. Amalia's coming in with more Hulks, though. We're about to see a massive engagement over on this side. Like, 10 plus 2, about to be 10 plus 3. 16 knights for Max. There's only 10 for Teemo here. Crossbow count is pretty close. And Veleza takes the engagement on the hill. I think Niaz is maybe a little bit distracted here. Oh, God, that was an awful fight for Niaz. I think he's trying to incorporate some water into his play. So I think that's where he was looking there. Oh, Jean Swordsman still roaming around. Slam needing more quick walls. Mangonel's going to hop out to attack his TC soon as well. When will Veleza move forward? It doesn't look like they're that interested in doing it right now. I think if they were to move in, they could maybe take a decent fight, but you're always running up the hill, which puts you at a natural disadvantage. And now Teemo has to leave a couple knights at home and a little bit of focus at home because of the Jean Swordsman. Yeah, there goes the Navy from Niaz. Yeah, that could reach Max eventually. Max still has the fishing eco back here. And Mangonels have started from Amalius on Slam's TC. And they're advancing forward on this side. Max is 10 plus 3 now. He's on the way to Imp as well. This is... For anyone who's kind of new to watching high-level AoE, doesn't remember the days that Max was considered one of the best pockets in the world, this is what we were talking about. Super smooth gameplay, big eco, big paladin numbers. Honestly, they can win the fight now, and they could just win the game. But if you think about it, you're on the way to Imp. You don't really need to be even taking the engagement because you're already so far ahead there. Populations are close. A lot of that's because of Slam's Navy being 26 of their military pop. But yeah, good patience from Veleza and Max to work together. And Niaz, this is always painful. You're trying to regroup with your crossbows in the back. And as units pop out of the range, you're just going to lose them. Bills are going down as well. This is brutal. Now Max is going to lose some fish, though. So, I mean, Max's eco won't be what it was. But also, at the same time, like, Max already has farming eco now. He benefited from the fish. He doesn't necessarily need to keep his fish alive. He's not even making anything on water to defend it. And push continues from Amalius over on this side. And it's just annoying for Slam. Like, Slam thought he could just focus on water here. This is super annoying. He will get some conversions. He will maybe hold here. But this is going to be the problem. Max reaches Imp before Teemo is even clicked. Like, yikes. The Cavalier and Armor's on the way. Where is Teemo with his units, by the way? I guess he's just waiting in the back. They just never had a big enough army to take this engagement. So they had to wait. And now they've waited too long. And now Max is going to be set up to click Paladin after Cavalier comes in, too. Niaz will make it to Imp. So maybe that's the difference maker. So that's his Imp TC. He will make it to the Imperial Age. Max is waiting for his upgrades. I think Max just needs it. You need to fight. Like, when you see that Imp is in, you need to fight. You need to clear this army. Neos needs to tell Teemo to run and get out of the way here. Monk's in the mix is not bad. And Max seems a little bit confused. He's just going to go for the town center. And he's waiting for the resources for Paladin here. Still, Teemo, or rather Neos, can't hop out of any of these archer ranges without immediately losing his units. And they might just move all the way to Teemo, who is also on the way to Imp and seemingly prepared for this. Neos still doesn't have the Arbalest upgrade, right? Needs to get that. If Max loses all of his Cavalier before he ends up getting his upgrades, that could be the way Suomi falls off in this game. Remember, they don't have the Navy to work with too much. Slam is actually held. Slam's had an amazing game to hold on there. Not easy. Cava running this way. Are they going to Slam? Oh, God. And look at all the army chase. Like, all this army, I think they were going to defend Teemo. But just like the man-at-arms earlier, now all the Cavalier are making it to Slam, and Slam's being told he needs to wall. Meanwhile, Velez is just backed up. He's waiting for Imp so he can get his army upgraded. And yeah, best of luck, Slam. I mean, he does keep the army out for now. I like the raid from Max. He sends in just 4 Cavalier here. Teemo has to come deal with this. But Georgians don't get Paladin, guys. And having Paladin's going to be such a big difference maker. Neos decided he doesn't want to chase anymore. He wants to push, which is a good decision. But pretty soon, there's going to be even more army from Max here. And Velez is going to be here to back him up. And still can be a push here from Amalius. Slam lost his town center. Had to drop a castle to protect it. And the Cavalier just knocking on the door here. I think this is going to be Suomi's win. I think super important. You just cannot get swept. Realistically, I think you need like 2 wins every series, which Suomi could still do because it's a play all 4. But yeah, you just cannot get swept if you want hopes of being in the top places once the division ends. Especially here in Division 2, because there's 2 different groups, and you have to be top 2 in those groups when it ends. Paladin's in. Where's the Arbalest upgrade? There it is. There's 2 random green Jean Swordsmen joining, which is kind of comical. But yeah, that's not enough Arbalest there. Forward castle there for Veleza. The Paladins have turned around here from Max. They're just going over to Teemo's base. And yeah, best of luck to Neos surviving this. I just don't think you can. And all the military population for OS Plus, well, not all of it, but so much of it is just on water, which is not where you want it right now. There is a... Oh, man. Oh, shoot. Teemo is transported. And if he were to attack that TC, he could actually deny Amalius' Imp, which would be a pretty big deal. Kind of feels like they need that right now. Like, they need to take Amalius out of the game because Neos is going to be out of the game. But Max can just send Cav over here, right? Max has 3 relics. I think there's only 6 on the map, so it's not easy to get 4. But he's got 14 plus 5 Paladins. He's had that attack for a very long time. And yeah, Neos is completely dead here. He'll get trapped. He'll lose everything. Amalius still having problems. I don't know if the comms have been here. Max hasn't sent Paladins over yet. So I don't know like where the Paladin... I guess the stables were all over here. But look, you could tell Max is bringing Paladins back home like he didn't know about this. You would expect they would have said something about it. And Slam will hold on. Britons are very good in the late game. So he can make it to the Imperial Age soon and maybe play a role. Could make cannon galleons on the water. Oh, but Amalius is coming back onto water. I think that's such a good call. Like, he can't do anything on land anymore. Slam is already fortified up. You're going to need someone with Navy. And it's not going to be the other 2. So as long as Max could just clear this so you don't have to deal with those Cav, then you can just play full water now. That's a really good decision. All the archer ranges for Neos are going to end up going down. He's producing more military from these ranges. It's been the same problem. There's always an army here, so he can't easily eject. His eco is so compromised right now. Also, like the transport from Slam, which I guess was the transport ship that escorted Neos over, or Teemo over here. The transporting can't happen if there's a Navy player. So yeah, I think this will work out perfectly. There's also still Vills over here that could build stuff in the back. I think OS Plus were feeling so good about the first 2 games that, like, they were feeling like they could go 4-0 here and have the perfect start to their group stage. It's not looking very, very good right now. Trade is already coming up for Finland in the back. Arbalest are going to fall back here, try and find a good choke point to work with so the Cavalier can't engage. And Max has Paladins this direction. They could hop into a transport ship and move across, or just run back over here. Max and Veleza both adding trade at the moment. And I'd like to see lots of Galleons, but also some loose Swans later on from Amalius. Really strong on water. I don't know if I'm correct in saying there's only 3 relics on each side. Let me just quickly scan. That has to be the case, I think. Max has 3. I'm going to guess Timo also has 3. So it's a bit unfortunate if you're Lithuanians. You'd want to at least have 4. But I guess that's not an option unless you completely steal one from the other side, right? How has Max been the first 2 games? I think he's been solid. The issue in the first game, which was Nomad, is that Timo kind of went beast mode. So I think Timo played really, really well. I think Max was maybe a little underwhelming in game 2, but I think the whole team was. They just didn't look very good on migration there. This is the first game it felt like Max of old. But I also think that Veleza had such a big lead over Niaz in the early stages. Like, Veleza's Man-at-Arms asked questions of 3 opponents. Also, Amalius played a really good role. Here come the Paladins from Max. Slam having to deal with more quick walls. He just can't fight this army. This is someone else's army coming into his eco all the time. So frustrating. Speaking of someone else's army, we actually have some green army back here, but I think Max will see that. I think Max can clear that so they don't lose trade. Castles, towers, Trebs, huge progress here. Niaz is not going to have much pop remaining at all. I think they're super close to calling it now. Japanese towers are super strong, man. Yeah, the Navy as well. Like, Slam's actually in a good spot economically, but the Wu Navy is superior if we start to see a couple more upgrades come in. Like, once you get to Wu Luchuans with the extra projectiles, it's almost impossible to take them off of water. Just double checking the trade. It doesn't really feel like there's any critical damage being done there. So Finland can continue to add trade. And if there's going to be trade from OS Plus, they're going to be trading here. And now there's houses and Fatoria from Niaz. So trade no longer really an option there. And they're going to tap out. Great game there from Suomi. Again, play all 4. Every win counts. And even though Suomi had a bit of a rough start here, they've been able to turn it up, get a win. And they got one more win to maybe make it a 2-2. Now, if you win your set, so 3-0, 3-1, or 4-0, you get an additional point as well. So huge game for OS Plus. If they could win this final game, they end up getting 4 points from the series with only 3 wins. So that will be on everyone's minds. But yeah, I just felt like it was the perfect game plan there from Suomi. I think, like, basically, Niaz opened archers because he was expecting men-at-arms. But it took so long for his archers to ever move forward to do anything to the other team, right? Whereas Veleza showed up with 4 men-at-arms. Niaz had to wall it out and went archers because of it. Timo has to wall it out and then, you know, was disrupted because of it. And then Slam had to wall it out as well. It's just like there was constantly this pressure going towards the other players on the land. And then on the water, the other aspect of it was Amalius was able to kill the fish from Timo. So as Timo's dealing with the man-at-arms, he's also losing the fish, which, again, is why I question the dock here. I don't like the forward dock. I think the way Max played it is just much easier. Just always stay docked on the back. And, yeah, well played. I think they'll be very happy with that. Max with 2-0 KD or 2-1 KD. 68,000 resources collected with Timo only having 59K. Beastly. All right, so pretty important game here because there could be a 2-point swing on this. If OS Plus wins this, they get the win from the game itself, and they also get a bonus point for winning the series. If Suomi wins this, they just get 1 extra point. There's no way to win the series, but they're kind of denying a point from the others. On the front for OS Plus, we've got Celts for Nias. A great civ if you want to play Chaos mode. Play Man-at-Arms, play Water maybe. Right behind him, we've got Teemo, who I'm expecting to want to make a lot of scouts. And the teal, we've got Slam. Now, Slam's probably not going to dock. I could be wrong. Already brought in 1 board. There's more boars around with the Mongol Hunt bonus. Normally, the northern player plays archers. But, again, we'll see. Up against Slam, we've got Veleza playing Ethiopians. Almost certain it's going to be archers with the Ethiopian strengths there. The yellow, we've got Max playing Hindustanis. So no knights available, but really strong scouts and really strong camels for the later stages. And then in the red, Amalius is playing the Shu. Don't immediately see them as a man-at-arms civ, but they're good archer civ. And I think their eco is a little underrated. If you put a lot of vills on wood for archers or for some type of water build, all the villagers on wood is giving you additional food income with the way their eco bonuses flow. So, yeah, I think underrated. But I think Celts are the most dangerous. Like, if the Celt man-at-arms are lurking around, they could hit red, they could hit yellow, they could hit purple pretty quickly here. This is the next thing I was wondering, right? At the start of this tournament, people in the north, they weren't docking much. But now some teams have started to do this. That's why this villager is here from Veleza. So it is a long walk, but it's a walk that I think it's worth it as long as you don't die immediately. Watch the pathing be super weird on this Vill. It's going to, like, bump into this villager and then not... Nope, never mind. It's going to move through. But, yeah, in my testing with this, your feudal age time is delayed against a normal civ by about 60 to 90 seconds. So if you defend from that, you're fine. Against Mongols, though, it's a completely different story. It might be, like, over 2-minute difference. Could be really, really awkward. So, I mean, Slam got 3 boars. Slam's also pushing in the deer. Slam's up no loom, 19 pop. It's a really fast uptime. So we'll see. I guess you get 3 boars for Veleza as well. Ostrich is kind of trolling him right now and refuses to be eaten. Very realistic Ostrich. Veleza's dock is in the back. He's expecting, excuse me, to be protected in the back. And yes, the hills have water. For anyone who's new, it's always extremely jarring to notice. Only 2 docks here for Teemo and for Nias. But the barracks is coming up from Nias, so I don't expect him to play full water. I've got walls here from Amalius, so I think Amalius is going to try and play full water and just wall out the man-at-arms. I think this is risky play. But it's high risk, high reward, because you're going to have one player competing for the water for everybody. In theory, if they don't die on land, and then Amalius can come snipe these fishing ships and snipe Teemo's fishing ships, they can be in a really good position there. I think the key here is actually scouting. So, what I don't like... Yeah, I think this Ostrich is not needed here. You're on the way to feudal age. I think you need to know if it's man-at-arms, and you need to scout this, so this doesn't hit your teammates. Let's see. The lack of information, though, could be a really big problem for them. And yeah, I don't know what chat's talking about, but this is play all 4 here. I guess you're talking about the little summary. When you join the stream, the AI summary will tell you what's been happening throughout the stream. I don't think I can turn that off, by the way. That AI summary is different than the other AI thing that Twitch has recently added an opt-in for. I'm pretty sure that the AI summary on what's been happening on the stream is not something I can control. Yeah, so what's the scouting like? Do you have any clue this is coming? You're up against Celts. You're opting for this big wall. Almost feels like a fast castle as well from Amalius, the more I think about it. There's no way he would be up this late if he wasn't going for some type of fast castle. It is 2 docks, though. And to be fair, Nias hasn't really scouted as much as maybe he should. They can just run around this way, but they're going this way instead. So this does delay the man-at-arms, in my opinion. I guess you can run right through. There's not many villagers around, and Amalius Well, Man-at-Arms run right through, and your walls have done absolutely nothing, bro. I don't get it. You either got a full wall, or you don't wall at all. Man-at-Arms are going to be through. Max does know about it, though, and they haven't lost any villagers yet. Good luck quick walling and everything else. And the North, Slam's going to play his archers. He's hoping to get some pressure in here because he's got a timing advantage on Veleza. And good teamwork from Timo and from Slam. And the archers are going to come in and disaster for Finland. All just the timing attacks from OS+. You got the Man-at-Arms. Oh, God. You got the Man-at-Arms pressuring here. Max is taking damage. You got the archers and the scouts here. Velez is taking damage. Malleus is going to pressure on water, but it's not enough to feel like the rest of this is acceptable. The biggest thing, really, is that Veleza can't consistently make archers because he got pushed off the gold. So he needs to clear this right now. Is there an archer follow-up? No archer follow-up from Neo. So he goes Man-at-Arms into, I assume, multiple docks. He's got 1, 2 docks, and now he's going to play Navy. It's a really nice build. That's really strong, actually. And then there's going to be scouts from Timo with the Magyar bonus. And the scouts actually run on through with Slam. So now they got 3 scouts in there, and they still have the archers around. They could be killing villagers on the wood line. I think they're a little busy right now. And Timo actually bringing in a boar, which is kind of crazy. And we haven't seen Max move forward with scouts because he was dealing with the Man-at-Arms. He does deal with it. And Finland have done a nice job, like, holding on here. Population's actually pretty close. It looked like this could have snowballed out of control. I think that Veleza can get back onto his gold now. There was a lot of idle time, but that's still okay. The second stable from Timo. He should have really healthy scout numbers because his fish are pretty much fully protected by his team. And Slam and Timo are going to work together, head towards the max now, and Veleza has to chase this. Yeah, the thing that Twitch did recently is they auto-opted everyone in to, like... I forget the specifics of it. You can look it up because people were really pissed. They auto-opted everyone's channels into, like, helping build an AI tool or something. And, like, giving away a bunch of data. And then apparently one of the guys on that team said, well, we made it auto-opt-in because if we didn't make it auto-opt-in, no one would opt in for us, so we wouldn't get the data. Like, he was defending the auto-opt-in decision by, like, well, we knew no one was gonna do it, so we just auto-opted in everyone. That's just what companies do. So I've removed that. But there's, like, I think that the small tool which does the AI summary still is running, which isn't the worst thing, because it's kind of cool for people to show up and know exactly what we've been talking about, what's happening, but the other thing was crazy. Same thing as voice chat in AoE 2 was auto opt-in. Yeah. Yeah, because I think they make a feature and they think, oh, I put time and resources into a feature. Everyone must want this. So let's just let our player base deal with this. And I don't agree with that approach, but that's just how it tends to work, right? And there goes the Hawks from Amalius. So he's getting over to Timo to pressure him. That's kind of the job. And Amalius is making a lot of progress there. So if he can make progress and Max and Veleza can hold on land and not be broken, which is currently the case, it could be really good because Timo's going to lose all of his fish and Max has 15 fishing ships untouched. And Veleza's got fishing ships too. So Finland just have to hold now. If they could hold against this attack, they're in a good position. Somehow. I'm not really sure where things went wrong for Niaz to allow these Hawks through. I think that's his job. I think he's being a little sloppy with his unit control. He's got way too many Hawks moving around, not doing anything. He's got to get them all back to the front. Max backs up to his base. He's going to get bloodlines. A real issue here, if you don't get knights, which is the Hindustanis, you kind of need the archers cleared before Castle Age. Because being a camel civ against heavy crossbow numbers is a problem. They didn't know where the army was. Max signals it. And so Veleza's going to have to come chase to save him. And Malleus is told he needs to move away from what's already looking like a pretty brutal woodline. He'll drop a tower now. Lots of militaries needed from Max. He just doesn't have the numbers that Timo has. And the scouts are going to run through. And there's a hole there from Amalius. And no! That's so rough for him. I mean, tower goes up, but it's going to be a feast. You can only fit 5 inside the tower. To be honest, and Amalius won't like this, but of all the players to take damage, you kind of want him to take damage. As long as Max and Veleza are still fine, they're the carry players here. So it could have been worse. If they could turn around and clear this, their team still has the fish. Max hasn't taken a lot of big damage. Still 0 farms for Teemo, so he's relying on the fish boom, and he's just spamming fish nonstop. But they're going to feel better about this now because Niaz is going to have water locks down for the team. And Niaz has a lot more ships than Amalius. Amalius only has 3. Meanwhile, there's almost 20 ships for Niaz. So I don't know why Amalius decided on Castle Age. Maybe that was to go Castle Age and upgrade the ships. Big fight here. I like the micro from Teemo. I like the numbers for the Max, though. And Max will have the numbers, and they are going to clear this army. Will there be another army? Absolutely. But, like, the Navy is really why OS Plus has the score right now, because there's this an unkillable Navy from Niaz. I guess that's going to be the concern, right? Because, like, if Niaz just marches all the way over here to Max, Max's fish boom is gone. Veleza's fish boom is gone. I would say you just pass them here. Just run past the docks, leave some Navy in the back, and just go on through to the fish as fast as possible. Castle Age time will be reasonable for Veleza. Same with Slam. No longer any hunt for the Mongols to take advantage of, so you prefer the Ethiopians up there. And the scouts from Max are going to work with Veleza's archers, and they're going to go through to Niaz. Niaz is mostly stonewalled. I say mostly because I see him chopping here. And, oh my god, bro. Oh my... Please tell me you're going to notice that. Like, if this army just runs through, your whole strat is ruined because you continue to take this wood line. Like, this would be ridiculous if he doesn't notice this. Upgrades are coming in for Amalius on water, but there's the Navy from Niaz. And the scouts get through, bro! No, don't chop a wood line as part of your wall. Yikes. Like, just relocate a lumber camp to the back. Oh, my God. If this was walled, and this army got no value, it's maybe GG. Because Niaz is doing so much damage to them up here. But with that hole, Niaz is completely screwed. He might end up not being able to protect the rest of the team's fish. And now all the military that Teemo has to turn around and has to come home because he's exposed. Man. Horrible, horrible, horrible situation for Niaz now. I think that makes the game pretty even. Slam's moving forward this way. Now, Veleza's going to have issues because some of his crossbowmen are going to be forward. So he has to defend at a numbers disadvantage here. But he's got the army here. And like Teemo, Teemo can't clear these crossbows and the scouts together. He has some really big issues. Amalius needs to probably sneak some fires to the back to try and get into the fish. He can't get there right now. And he's losing his docks, which is an issue. Max is having to go water now, which was not part of the plan. Teemo gets the free attack upgrades with the Magyars. And so that extra attack upgrade's just enough here. He gets the Knights out. 34 fishing ships for his food income. And he will actually clear that. So I think this ends up still being very good for them. Niaz still has the Navy. So he's kind of done that job. He's re-walled the front. So the walls are pretty much completed. And Slam's still running around Veleza's base. And Veleza has to chase him. And now, and this is just my opinion, now you're in a weird spot because if you're Max, you're just making camels. And camels are really bad against crossbowmen. So I really don't like the decision of going for a camel sieve here. Maybe they thought it would be fine because there's going to be a water player, an archer player, and a knight player. So there's not 2 archer players like it would be on Arabia. But big clear up here from Niaz. Max's food eco will be compromised, and good clear up here from Veleza. Team, though, is struggling. I think it's really just because of the crazy fishing economy here from Teemo. It's adding fish nonstop. 40 fishing ships. We even have trade cogs here. They're adding trade cogs to get some gold income on the water, which is ridiculous. Maybe a little early on that, because you got to get Niaz in the next stage. so he could like upgrade his ships and whatnot. But what's up, I can't say your name every time. Ambulatory fungus. Welcome back, man. Says randomly woke up at 4:30 a.m. because the dog wanted out. Glad to catch you live. Well, I'm glad your dog woke you up. Welcome. Give that dog a treat. Thanks for the resub. What's up, Jenkin? Welcome. Thanks for the 31. This is looking rough for Amalius. Still a massive gap on the front of his base. Still no team wall completed or anything, and there's going to be knights roaming all around. Max still worried about his fish, but still keeping most of the fish alive, which keeps the game close. 3 players in Castle Age for Suomi. And it's only 2 right now for OS+. It's just a very strong 2 because we've got 3 town centers for Teemo and the fishing economy. And then Slam's also got a big number of crossbows. But I think if the crossbows and the knights aren't engaging together, then the Hindustanis are fine. So if knights are coming here alone to attack the Max, Max can maybe defend from that. And, guys, Niaz is losing his navy. And if Amalius can push and just get in, like, that is 30 plus, 40 plus eco available just for Teemo. These fire ships need to get over there fast. And knights and crossbows need to work together here. Teemo arrives with the knights. He'll find a town center, though, from Veleza, which is a perfect position. And actually, Teemo's trying to dive. I don't think it's the right play if the crossbowmen are here. And so he tries to get away. Okay. Crossbows and knights will kind of meet town centers everywhere they go. But there's a lot more army where this came from behind. Max is also there with some light cav, which means he might be able to sneak through. Niaz just has to protect his allies' fish. That's his job. And I think he's got enough. He needs to wait 30 seconds before taking the fight. Max there with the camels. Knights will get shooed away. Not where you want those knights to be right now. Town center on the front there from Slam to protect the gold. Like Kev from Max are back there, so Slam's a little distracted. Has the other crossbow army here. They're struggling to combine right now. These knights, they need to be with the crossbows. Yeah, then the camels have to run away, and then the knights can stay. And the knights are coming in from the other side as well, and Max realizes he has to support Veleza. Veleza trying to run into his base. Max deletes the houses to let him through, but they just... Oh, they're in such an awkward position. Good micro from Slam, though, with the crossbows. Look at him dodge all these shots. My God! Slam! That was some sick micro. Slam's... I mean, he's not a player who plays too many 1v1s these days, but he was in the top 10, top 15 for many, many years. Was never really able to commit to it. That was some tidy micro, and they full clear that. They not only full clear this, but they also are still going to have a bit of a lead on water down here, which holds the eco lead. And is going to give them an even bigger eco lead if they can continue to push there, too. It's really nice micro from Slam. I really hope Slam plays Titans League. If he plays Titans League in 2027, I'll be pumped. It's actually, and I've got to make a video on this, but for Slam, he would be playing in 2026. The Titans League Bronze, which is the qualifier bracket to get into Silver, that's going to be coming up at the tail end of this year. I really want to see Slam try and get in. I think it'd be huge for him. So many knights from Teemo. Any farms? Nope, 0. Just fishing ships. Fishing ships, fish traps. Dude's a maniac when there's fish involved. And he's got his teammates to support him. So he can just freely utilize the water. And Navy for Niaz is enough. Max's town center. I mean, I think it stays up. Maybe? Yeah, I don't know if it does stay up, to be honest. It's pretty weak. A lot of players here are good enough to be playing in that bracket. Max could play as well, right? Niaz is already in an upper tier of Titans League. Teemo isn't. Veleza, I forget where he'll be. Will he be platinum? Will he be gold? Amalius could maybe give it a run as well. I'll make videos on that, but right now it just seems really, really rough for Suomi. And yeah, it's gonna be a sad result for them. Only one win. I mean, at least you got that one win. But OS Plus is going to win 3-1, which gives him the 3 points from the victory. And also that bonus point for winning the set. It's just non-stop knights. And Slam hasn't really even been here with that many crossbows. Like, Slam's chilling right now. I guess he's got an army over here. Oh, and Velez is so busy with the other fight. He's not noticing it. Yeah, super big raid there from Slam. Slam's killed 13 Vils with those crossbows. And Navy still continues. And now what little fishing economy Max did have is going to be taken down as well. Which is just brutal. Ah, yeah, true. Velez lost to Doubt in the Platinum playoff. So he'll be gold again. He'll be like one of the favorite players in gold. I say favorite, it kind of depends, right? Because the scene is changing. There's a lot of really good players there. But even if Velez is rusty, I would still say he's one of the favorites to get promoted. Because I think we saw rusty Velez this past year as well, right? Like, Amalius is... I'm really confused what happened in Feudal Age to Castle Age. Because it looked like he was winning water, and then all of a sudden he makes it to Castle Age, but he has no ships. So I guess maybe he wanted to push the Castle Age time. That's his Imp TC, by the way. Would be crazy if he loses that. Timo, he's so ridiculous, man. He just keeps taking these fights, even up against the camels, on the logic that he just thinks he has the eco to spam more. I don't think that's an engagement you should really be taking against Hindustani camels and underneath the town center, but he's doing it anyways. And he's winning the fight. The Slam will drop a castle. Slam's on the way to Imp as well. Perfect castle there from Slam. And Amalius is going to need some help. I don't know what he does with Imp, but it's going to be denied. Yeah, he's going to lose his Imp TC. Oh, man, brutal. I can't even be critical of... That's just unlucky, right? We see a lot of people just click Imp in any TC and get away with it. But Timo has had just a beastly performance in this game. And, oh, take it down. There we go. Imp denied. 85%. Velez is an Imp, so he'll have some of the strongest arbs in the game. But Slam in the north, I mean, he's stonewalling off a lot of the stone and golds. He will be in the Imperial Age, pushing the main base with a better economy. And Timo's an Imp as well. So with Timo being an Imp, he should be able to go for Cavalier and have quite a few of them here. He's got 55 Cavalier. As the team continues to add trade on water, by the way, with the trade cogs to get some golds. Most of the gold otherwise is always in the north on this map, which they have locked down as well. So they've just got such a good position. Red going Imp again. I think he'll make it to Imp this time. Max will be behind him. 90 seconds away from the Imperial Age. But Paladin's already on the way for Timo, and he's just waiting for this Arbalest army to appear. Like, if he finds those Arbalests in open field, he's going to engage. He actually can't engage in the choke points that easily because of the pathing. And now Slam's units, maybe they'll come through the middle. Slam mixing in some skirmishers, which is probably a good idea because your Arbs, while you do get access to that upgrade, it's not as strong with the Mongols. He hasn't actually clicked the upgrade, though. Which I think is unintended. I'm guessing it's queued up behind a skirmisher or a crossbow or something. Velez is like, all right, I think I can win this fight. And then from the darkness, 50 Cavalier appear. And you can't get away. Yeah, good luck. So down that group will go. This group's just trying to run through. Yeah, still no armor for Timo, which he probably thinks he has. But does it really matter? Like, he'll have Paladin in 50 seconds. They need to deal with this. There's an overchop. Maybe not an overchop, but they'll take some damage there. There goes all of Slam's army. Here comes Timo's army. They're headed to the Max's base. I think they just need to double Max at this point. Because Max has the same issue where as Timo engages, why are we engaged? Hello? Hello? Horrible fight, right? Well, maybe not. Because Paladin comes in halfway through, and Max didn't have heavy camel there. And I'm factoring in that I know he doesn't have armor, which he didn't realize, but it ends up being a very nice clear, actually. Can you overchop on a map where the forests are porous? Says Sharky. What a sentence. Can you overchop on a map where the forests are porous? Yes, I think you can. Anytime someone walls to a wood line, expecting the wood to be part of a wall, and then they chop a tree, I'd still consider it an overchop. Even if it's a weird map where the wood lines can be exposed like that. Like, that's an instance where they wanted the wall. I mean, multiple games in this series, Teemo just saw water and said yes. Like, ends the game with 50 fishing ships. So many of these are on fish traps, which is not easy to do. 36 on fish traps, bro. Crazy. And then on top of that, also added some trade cogs, which would bring in some gold. I think Niaz did the job. Like, Niaz was kind of the setup guy. Had Man-at-Arms hitting early. Niaz and Slam, actually, both with the Man-at-Arms and early Archer pressure. It was really good. And then Teemo was like, okay, we're ahead. Let's just add the fish. Niaz is going to protect me there. They even built a dock down here. This is the first time I've actually seen a dock down here. You can do that. But yeah, transported down here, so the trade is not only missing the shoreline, which means Arbalest could snipe it, but it actually adds the amount of gold per trip. It's really interesting use of the water there. So OS Plus win 3-1. Well played.